Welcome back to the Unbroken protocol. Today's episode 6, and it's talking about New Year's resolutions. New year, new me. We all know how this goes. This year, I'm going to run a marathon. This year, I'm going to lose 10 kilos. This year, I'm going to be more disciplined. And after a few weeks, maybe it works, new shoes, new journal, new routine. And then life hits, and by March, you're back to baseline. I'm not saying that to shame you. I'm saying it because I live in this world. I'm a coach, I'm an athlete, I'm a dad, and I've watched this play out in the gyms, in the triathlon clubs, on the start lines, in the WhatsApp groups, and inside my own head. Here's the truth I want to walk you through today. Most people don't fail because their goals are bad. They fail because their identity never changed. I want to run a marathon. It's an outcome. I am a runner. It's an identity. I want to do a triathlon is an outcome. I'm a triathlete is an identity. Outcomes motivate you for a few weeks. Identities carry you for a lifetime. In this episode, I'm going to use the Unbroken R.A.C.E protocol, recover, align, condition, and execute, to show you how I went from burning myself out to building a recovery-led life, a recovery-led club, and a recovery-led identity. And my job here is simple. I want to help you stop treating recovery like a tactic and start living it as who you are. Let's start with recovery, the first pillar. Most people think recovery is a rest day, an ice bath, sleeping on a Sunday, booking a massage when you're broken. That's not recovery, that's damage control. I used to live like that. Multiple sports, triathlon, BJJ, judo, football, lifting, coaching in different environments, running a media company, building a brand, being a dad. Outside, it looked powerful. Inside, my nervous system was cooked. 4 cups of coffee, broken sleep, waking up at 3 a.m. with my brain racing, hypervigilance, trying to hold it together. And I told myself the story so many high performers tell. I can handle it, I always handle it. That was my identity. I wasn't just an athlete or a coach. I was the one who can absorb everything. Then my body started saying no. Chronic fatigue, brain fog, moments with my kids where I was physically there, but mentally gone. That's when the behavioral science side of me had to be honest. You can't outrun your nervous system. From a behavioral lens, here's what's happening to me. My identity was person who never stops. My processes were built around overdoing. My outcomes were anxiety, burnout, resentment. So I flipped it. I stopped saying I need to rest more. I started saying I am someone who protects my nervous system. I'm a recovery-led athlete. I'm a recovery-led coach. I'm a recovery-led father. Not as a motivational line, but as a design principle. This is a core behavioral shift. Outcome-based, I want to feel less tired. Identity-based, I am someone who doesn't let myself run to empty. Once you see yourself like that, your choices start changing on their own. You leave training 10 minutes earlier. You say no to the extra session you're just doing to impress someone. You wind down at night because fried brain you know is no longer acceptable for you. Recovery becomes a standard, not a reward. The second pillar in R.A.C.E is align. Recovery is about who you are. Align is about whether your life actually matches that. This is where a lot of high performers get stuck. On paper, they say things like, I want to be more present. I want to protect my nervous system. I want to be a long-term athlete, not short-term project. But in reality, their life is built around the opposite. Environments that reward being always on, schedules that leave no room for proper recovery, social circles where burnout is normalized and even praised. They might be doing great work, coaching, leading, creating, supporting others, but the way they're doing it is completely misaligned with the calm, grounded identity that they say they want. From the outside, it looks successful. From the inside, it feels unsustainable. Align is about closing that gap. It's about asking, does my calendar reflect the identity I'm trying to build? Does the way I train match the nervous system I want to live with? Do the people and environments around me pull me towards being better or back to being overloaded? Because you can't call yourself recovery-led if every structure in your life only rewards you when you override your limits. Let's talk about the third pillar, condition. This is where most people start. I'm going to train 5 days a week. I'm going to do double sessions. I'm going to hit this many watts, that many miles. As a coach, I see this all the time. New year, new spreadsheet, same nervous system. The condition inside the Unbroken protocol is different. If your identity is, I'm a calm, durable, recovery-led athlete, then the conditioning is, how do I train like that person would train? For me, that looks like structuring strength work to support judo, BJJ, triathlon, not fight them. Using minimal effective dose, not maximum ego dose. Adjusting sessions based on state, wired, flat, or present. Seeing conditions as long-term relationships, not a 6-week punishment program. We build habits the same way James Clear talks about, small, repeatable, and identity affirming. But we apply them to conditioning, not I must smash myself every session. Instead, I'm the type of athlete who rarely misses. I'm the type of father who still has energy after training. I'm the type of coach who can demonstrate, not just instruct. So you might start with 1 strength session a week that you can actually hit for 3 months, 2 key endurance sessions that you can treat as non-negotiable, 1 nervous system downshift ritual built in after the hardest day. Those small, consistent signals tell your body, we're not in crisis anymore, we're building something stable. And here's the behavioral science bit. Your brain loves coherence. When your actions keep matching your identity, resistance stops. You don't have to hype yourself up to train like David Goggins. You just have to ask, what would a recovery-led triathlete do today? Then you just do it. That's the conditioning aligned with identity. Last pillar, execute. This is where the world sees what you've built. Race day, big life decisions, hard conversations, your kids melting down when you're already exhausted, work stress, season transitions. Execution is not just about doing the right thing. It's about which identity shows up when you're squeezed. As a dad, I've had those moments. I'm tired, I'm trained, I'm worked, my nervous system is humming at 7 out of 10. And my son wants my full presence. He doesn't care about my day, he wants dad. In those moments, old identity would say, I'm stretched, I've got nothing left, I need to check out. Recovery-led identity says, I'm the type of father who doesn't bring the worst of my nervous system into the room. Sometimes that means I take 60 seconds outside the door, 3 breaths, reset, and then walk back in again. As a coach and the founder of Unbroken, execution looks like this. Saying no to opportunities that would break the ethos, even if they look good on Instagram. Choosing member experience and long-term community over short-term dopamine and vanity metrics. I'm talking about social media. Letting go of environments that want my labor but not my well-being. As an athlete, my execution is backing off when the data, the body, and the breath say today is not a day to go full on. Trusting the one session doesn't define me, my identity does. Arriving at the start line, calm, not desperate. This is the real test. When pressure arrives, do you snap back into I must prove myself? Or do you hold the line as a recovery-led human being? That's execute. So as we approach the new year, I want to leave you with a small distinction. I'm going to run a marathon. I am a runner. I'm going to do a triathlon. I'm a triathlete. I'm going to rest more. I am the kind of person who protects my nervous system. One is an outcome. The other is an identity. Outcomes fade when life gets messy. Identity survives the mess. The RACE protocol is not just a framework for training, it's a lens for your whole life. Recover. Who am I choosing to be at a nervous system level? Align. Does my environment support my identity or strip it away? Condition. Am I building a body and habits that match who I say I am? Execute. When I'm under pressure, which version of me shows up? If you want a different year, don't just set different goals. Become a different person, quietly, consistently, and from inside out. Pick one sentence. I'm a recovery-led athlete. I'm a calm, present parent. I'm an unbroken human being. Then every day, cast small votes for that identity. You don't need a louder grind. You need a truer self-concept. If no one has told you this yet, you're allowed to build a life that doesn't break you. This is the Unbroken Protocol. I'm Abraham, and we're just getting started.